What if you discovered the history you knew of Palestine was not the complete truth? Let's take a moment to ponder this provocative question. Are we perhaps only privy to a fraction of the historical narrative? Have we ever wondered if there's more to the tale than meets the eye? History, as we know it, is often a complex tapestry of events, woven together by those who emerge victorious. This concept is not unique to Palestine's history, but it's particularly relevant in this context. The history of this ancient land has been narrated, re-narrated, and sometimes even altered by various nations, organizations, and bodies over centuries. The result, a perspective that might be skewed, incomplete, or even misleading. But today, we aim to challenge this accepted history. We plan to delve beneath the surface, to reveal truths that have been buried, intentionally or not, beneath layers of popular narratives. We are embarking on a journey to uncover the hidden aspects of Palestine's past, to question what has been accepted without question, and to challenge what has been taken for granted. This journey won't be straightforward. We will stumble upon mysteries concealed beneath well-known narratives. We will expose historical conspiracies that have remained in the shadows for far too long. And we will shed light on how the narrative has been intentionally altered to serve specific interests, causing ripples that can still be felt in today's world. The purpose of this exploration is not to upend everything we know, but rather to broaden our understanding, to realize that history is not always black and white, but often shades of gray, and to acknowledge that the complete truth, like a mosaic, is made up of many pieces, each with its own story to tell. So as we embark on this journey, we invite you to keep an open mind, to question, to challenge, and to explore. Because only then can we truly understand the complex, intricate, and fascinating history of Palestine. Are you ready to delve into the depths of a history less told? Palestine, a land older than time itself, has seen the rise and fall of countless civilizations. This cradle of history has been home to a multitude of ancient societies. Let's take a brief journey back in time, shall we? First, we encounter the Canaanites, a Semitic people who established one of the earliest known civilizations. Their influence can still be traced in the cultural and linguistic roots of the region. Then, we move to the Philistines, seafarers who left an indelible mark on Palestine, even bestowing upon it the name we use today. Next, we come across the Israelites, whose religious and political history has been foundational to the narratives of the region. Their story, intertwined with kingdoms and prophets, has shaped much of the world's religious landscape. Each civilization in its own time has left an imprint on this ancient land, shaping and reshaping the course of its history. But what if there's more to these ancient tales than meets the eye? Unearthed archaeological discoveries and hidden archives reveal a different version of Palestine's history. As we delve beneath the surface of this ancient land, we find ourselves in a world where the past is constantly being rewritten. Archaeologists, armed with their tools and an insatiable curiosity, have recently uncovered artifacts that challenge the established timeline of Palestine's history. Consider the Bronze Age city of Ai, a site long associated with biblical narratives. In a twist of historical revelation, recent excavations have unearthed evidence, suggesting that this city's downfall might not align with the traditionally accepted timeline. Instead, it hints at a more complex socio-political landscape than previously believed. In the dusty corners of hidden archives, researchers have stumbled upon manuscripts that present a different perspective on Palestine's past. These documents, often overlooked or dismissed, tell tales of thriving trade routes and cultural exchanges, of alliances and conflicts that defy the typically linear narratives of conquest and defeat. Then, there are the silenced voices of Palestine, the stories that have been muted, often intentionally, by the louder narratives of dominant powers. The oral histories of local communities speak of a resilient culture, steeped in tradition, that has persisted through the ebb and flow of empires. Unveiling these lesser-known truths helps us acknowledge the depth and diversity of Palestine's past. These archaeological finds and historical research challenge the established history, revealing a Palestine that is far more dynamic and multifaceted than we've been led to believe. They expose the oversimplifications and distortions that often creep into historical narratives, reminding us that history is not always carved in stone, but is a tapestry woven from countless threads of human experience. By unearthing these hidden aspects of Palestine's past, we not only gain a more nuanced understanding of its history, but also challenge the narratives that have shaped our perception of this ancient land. The truth, it seems, is far more complex and intricate than what we've been led to believe. History is not just about the past. It's a powerful tool wielded by nations and organizations to shape the present and the future. But what happens when this tool is used to manipulate narratives, to twist the tale of a land and its people? This is the story of Palestine, a narrative that's been altered and rewritten time and again to serve specific agendas. Consider the ancient history of Palestine, a rich tapestry of civilizations that have risen and fallen, leaving their mark on the land. This narrative has often been overshadowed, buried beneath layers of contemporary political discourse. The result? A skewed perspective that fails to acknowledge the true depth and breadth of Palestine's historical heritage. This manipulation is not merely academic. It has real-world consequences, shaping perceptions and influencing policy decisions. It's a tool of power used to legitimize claims, justify actions, and further specific interests. The changing narrative of Palestine is a testament to the power of history as a political weapon. But who pays the price when history is altered? It's the people of the land, whose identity gets reshaped, whose heritage gets redefined. The narrative of Palestine is not just about the land, it's about the people who have lived, struggled, and dreamed on this land for thousands of years. When their narrative is manipulated, it's their voices that get silenced, their stories that get lost. Moreover, the ripple effects of this manipulation extend far beyond Palestine. They shape regional dynamics, influence international relations, and impact our collective understanding of history. It's a domino effect that alters not just the narrative of one land, but the narrative of our shared world. So we must ask ourselves, who benefits from these alterations? The answer is complex, tied up in a web of political power plays and historical rivalries. But one thing is clear: the cost is paid by the people of Palestine, and by all of us who value truth and authenticity in our understanding of the past. The question is, who benefits from these alterations, and at what cost? Challenging accepted history is not just about revealing hidden truths, it's about understanding the power of narrative. Think about it, we've journeyed through the epochs of time, from the ancient civilizations that once thrived in the land of Palestine, to the untold stories that have been left out of the mainstream narrative. We've seen how the course of history has been manipulated, how the narrative has been altered to suit the interests of certain nations, bodies, or organizations. It's like a grand play where the script is written by those in power. However, the past isn't always as it's portrayed in this grand spectacle. Underneath the surface of well-known historical narratives, there are mysteries concealed, truths that have been silenced, and conspiracies that have remained in the shadows. Take, for instance, the story of Palestine. It's not just about the well-known aspects, it's about the lesser-known truths that have been intentionally hidden. The history of Palestine isn't a singular linear narrative, but a complex web of stories, each with its own perspective, each with its own truth. It's time to challenge the conventional wisdom. It's time to ask ourselves, have we been misled? Have we accepted a version of history that has been altered to fit a particular agenda? It's a call to question, to explore, and to challenge established narratives. It's about looking at the charted territories with a different lens, with a critical eye. It's about understanding that history is nuanced, and that every story has multiple sides. So, let's not just accept history as it's handed down to us. Let's dig deeper. Let's uncover the mysteries that have been concealed. Let's challenge the norms. If you're intrigued by the unconventional, eager to challenge historical norms, and ready to explore the charted but with a different lens, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.